Last week, the online group known as Anonymous declared a cyber war against the Russian government and Vladimir Putin himself. Now, this came from a Twitter post from an account called Anonymous that has more than 7.7 million followers. So far, the group has claimed responsibility for disrupting the websites of the Russian oil giant Gazprom, the state-controlled media agency RT, as well as a number of websites affiliated with the governments of both Russia and Belarus. Now, reportedly, internet providers, banks, and telecoms within Russia have also been targeted. Now, if you're not familiar with Anonymous, it's part of an online world of hacking activists or hacktivists, and it's perhaps the most well-known group at what it does. It's described as a loosely affiliated network of people who share common ground on things such as freedom of information, freedom of speech, right to privacy, and government accountability. Now, true to the name, anonymity is a key tenet of the group. And so verifying claims is difficult. But CNBC did look into the websites that it claimed to have taken down this week to ensure that they had in fact been disrupted. And then interestingly, RT itself posted an article earlier this week saying that yes, it had in fact been targeted by Anonymous and had its website shut down, as had the official website for the Kremlin. The article also stated that Russian media outlets had also been targeted, but in those cases, their homepages had been replaced with anti-war rhetoric that was there for their readers once they logged in. Back to you.
Yeah, Monica Martin here. Let me quickly jump in with a question before we let you go. So Anonymous, probably the best known of these hacker groups. What do we know about other players engaging in cyber warfare, doing the same or similar things?
Yeah, so cyber espionage is not new to either one of these countries. But what is really new right now is the sheer amount of attacks that are happening, as well as where they're coming from. So I spoke with a threat intelligence specialist yesterday from a company called Checkpoint Research, who said that in the first 3 days of the invasion, cyber attacks against the Ukrainian military and government increased nearly 200%. He also said online attacks are up against Russian organizations as well. But what I learned from that conversation is that this is not necessarily just a matter of these two countries ratcheting up their online fights. This is really digital warfare being waged on behalf of these two countries from people around the world. So case in point, Ukraine's Minister of Digital Transformation earlier took to the internet this week to ask people to join what he called an IT army for Ukraine. And so far, more than 280,000 people have signed on. So, this is not the first time that we've seen war being waged militarily, financially, as well as digitally. But experts are saying this is the first time that we've seen this many people feel compelled to wade into a conflict that for most is thousands of miles away from their homes.